Welcome back to another chapter of Horrible Harry and the Dragon War by Suzy Kline. Today we're going to be reading chapter 5, but if you recall from chapter 4, our friends were out at recess and there was a little bit of a war, meaning an uncomfortable situation. Feelings were hurt. I'm wondering if you can recall whose feelings were hurt this time. Song Lee's feelings were hurt at the beginning of the book, but somebody else's feelings were hurt at recess, and I wonder if you can recall who. Let's tune in, find your comfy spot, get ready to be a listener, and find out what happens next in chapter 5. Chapter 5. The White Package. Everyone knows that when you surrender, you hold up a white flag. If you listened to Treasure Island, you'll know what that means. That's what happens in real wars. And that's what finally happened in room 3B. Sort of, anyway. The white part, it just really wasn't a flag. Room 3B was sitting in the cafeteria. It was hot dog day, and most of us were eating hot dogs. Sydney sat at the end of the table, far away from Harry. If you recall from the last chapter, Harry jumped on Sydney's back, and Sydney didn't like it. Harry, I think both of them regretted using the S word. If you recall from another chapter, the S word is a hurtful word. Rats! I didn't get any mustard, said Harry. Come with me, Doug. Remember, Doug is the narrator. I jumped out of my seat. I was so happy that Harry was talking again. I got a little worried, though, as I followed him, because we didn't join the student line. We walked further down all the way to the teacher's side of the cafeteria. Hey, Harry, I asked, what are you doing? I'm getting something white. White? I took one quick look at the glass shelf. There was yogurt and cream cheese, and that was white, but Harry didn't take anything off that shelf. He took something that was next to the coffee urn, and as soon as he stuffed it into his pocket, we took off. When we returned to our table, Harry reached into his pants pocket, and he pulled out a packet of mustard, and he squeezed some on his hot dog. Harry had it all along. I'm not sure I understand what's going on. Let's take a peek. This is Harry at the teacher's coffee station. If he was looking for something white, why did he end up with mustard in his pocket? And why was mustard at the coffee station? At 12:45, our class went back to the room. Miss Mackle always gives us 15 minutes of activity time after lunch. Good job, Miss Mackle. Mary was helping Song Lee look up some stuff about dragons on the computer, and each time they found something that they printed out, a page. Harry went over to the supply table and he wrapped up the surprise that he had in his pocket. He used white paper and lots of Scotch tape. I'm thinking. The package looked like a wrinkled up baseball. He wrote something on a piece of paper and he folded it in half and he taped it to the top of the package. I watched Harry creep over to Song Lee's table and he set that little white package right next to her striped dragon. He was giving Song Lee a gift. At that very moment, shrieks came from the front of the room. Wow, Mary exclaimed. Listen to this, you guys, she called out. Dexter and I left our checker game and we joined the crowd, gathering around the computer. The Western dragons are terrifying, Mary read. Many of them are in stories from Africa and Europe. Harry clasped his fists together and he waved them over his head like a champion. I knew it, he said. I knew it all along. Mary continued. Their bodies are filled with venom. Their favorite drink is milk. Mary shuddered. Ugh. And they eat maidens. Maidens are women. They eat maidens, birds, oxen, and deer, and they enjoy cakes and elephant blood. Yay, roared Harry, racing back to his table with his dragon. Miss Mackle was smiling as she joined us at the computer. She loved it when her students discovered facts on their own. I know all of our teachers feel the same way when you guys do the same thing. Wait a minute, Mary said, holding up a finger. There's another kind of dragon. The Eastern dragon, and they are beautiful, and they are friendly, and they are wise. Song Lee made prayer hands, kind of like this. If I was doing yoga, it would be my namaste hands. Song Lee made prayer hands, while Harry took a step back and he hugged his dragon and he frowned. Why do you think Harry's frowning? There's a new discovery happening. What do you think his concern is? This is the picture. Mary kept reading. Some Asian cities have New Year's parades with dragons leading them, and these dragons are loved and worshipped. They breathe clouds, and they eat bamboo and cream and get fat on arsenic. Arsenic will poison humans. Yes, it will. But not dragons. Ooh, we said. Cool, I said. At 1 o'clock, activity time was over. And we had to go back to our seats and gather facts about other animals. Mary hogged the computer to do spider research. I grabbed the D encyclopedia. Sid grabbed the R encyclopedia. You guys probably tend to use the internet or Google to find out things, but there was a time when we used books called encyclopedias, and they were alphabetical, A, B, C, D. So they're grabbing the D encyclopedia book, which I'm sure you can imagine is for dragon. As soon as she returned to her table, Song Lee spotted the white package. She untaped the note and she started to read it. She found the package that Harry left on her desk. Harry whispered the words to me. Dear Song Lee, I'm sorry I called your dragon stupid. Here is something to drink. Harry. He watched Song Lee unwrap the white wrinkly paper, and a small plastic creamer rolled out onto her desk. A creamer is a little cup of a plastic cup of cream that teachers or parents or anybody would put into their coffee. It's kind of like milk. He watched Song Lee unwrap the wrinkly paper, and a small plastic creamer rolled down onto her desk. It was the kind that teachers used for their coffee. When Song Lee pretended to pour it into her dragon's mouth, Harry flashed a toothy smile. Yes! The old Harry was back. Song Lee rushed over to Mary and showed her Harry's note, and Mary hugged her. I don't believe it, she said. Harry apologized? And made a peace offering, too. We should celebrate the end of our war. I know just what to do, Song Li said. I wonder what she's going to do. I'm stopping there because that is the end of chapter 5. Tune in next time for the very last chapter of Horrible Harry and the Dragon War. Thanks for being a listener.